So today is really an interesting time for our industry and really for the world, but honestly, it's kind of the best time to practice empathetic selling, right? So we're hearing that new lead volume is down 30 to 50%, depending on who's giving you that information. But lead volume is definitely dropping off. Sales teams are not so distracted because they're not doing events and they're not going to networking and probably not doing sales calls. And so they kind of have this little gift of time where they have fewer leads to work. Talked to Julie Podewitz earlier about lead volumes down, but conversions are up. They are doing better with advancing, better with closing, and they're still closing without the lead volume. So how would you recommend that people kind of use this time where they have fewer incoming calls, fewer incoming leads, so they have fewer that they're working, but they also have this database, right? This treasure trove of leads that are bought and paid for that they always tell us that they don't have time to work. So how would you as a sales coach really recommend that people begin maybe practicing empathetic sales, because they can't sell the tour, the lunch, the event? So how would they kind of make that shift to connect differently?
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up, and I know Julie very well, and it's nice to hear, and she's not the first person that I've heard say that. Hey, we are still closing. Our conversion rates are even higher with less leads. It's something that I've thought has been maybe a weakness, if you will, something that we can improve on in the industry. I think we spend way too much money on incoming leads. You've heard me say this. A lot of well-known trainers out there, my very good friend David Smith from Sherpa has said this, and I firmly believe that for the most part, for established communities, we probably already have enough leads in our database to fill our communities. The problem is that we have so many new leads coming in that we don't have time to actually work and nurture those leads that we have in the CRM. So we forget about them, or we call them up like 2 or 3 times, and if we don't hear from them, we drop them off in that cold bucket and maybe invite them to a community event or something like that. Now we're in an unprecedented time where, we have to pretty much kind of sell over the phone. A lot of companies out there are starting to move to more virtual tours, but we have to make a difference on the phone. We're not getting a whole lot of new leads come in like we normally do. And we have to go back and actually we're forced to work the CRM leads, which I've been saying for over a decade. Work the leads in your system. That's the low-hanging fruit. Julie, as you said, Julie said, hey, we don't have as many leads, but our conversion rates are still going up. So that's something that I would say is just critical. I've challenged companies and communities across the industry, across the country, to, hey, stop investing so much money in marketing, and focus more on investing in your staff and training your staff and teach them how to actually work their CM, work their leads. Nobody listens to that. And what happens is now you turn into a numbers game. And my opinion, I call them a Mikeism, is that we pay a lot of money to sales counselors to do their jobs. But if we're going to turn it to a numbers game, if you give anybody, you can bring somebody off the street that's never worked in senior living, and if you give them enough leads, they'll get enough tours that will turn into move-ins. But you're going to spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to do that. You hire the people to do the job, to do a good job, and you're hiring quality people. Let them do their job.